Time is a flat circle, and so is True Detective Season 3. I'm TV Guide Editor-in-Chief Christopher Rosen, and here's what went down during the season premiere, The Great War, and Modern Memory. Well, it has been almost 4 years since whatever the hell happened in True Detective Season 2 happened.
Shut the up.
So Season 3 starts by recalling the glory days of Season 1. There are multiple timelines, a mismatched pair of cops turned frenemies, and a devilish case involving a murdered little boy, a missing little girl, and some truly scary straw dolls. Hard pass on those. We start in, well, all the timelines. Season 3 takes place in 1980, 1990, and 2015. In all three, Detective Wayne Hayes is the focus. He's a Vietnam vet with some buried secrets and memory lapses that make recalling the specific details of a case with no answers all the more difficult.
I remember everything.
Well, let's go to 1980 first, the day of the crime, November 7th, 1980. We meet the Purcell kids, Will and Julie, and their dad, Tom. The kids want to go to the playground. Tom wants them home by 5:30. Well, on the way to the playground, the children pass some ominous future suspects. Brett Woodard, the local junk guy. A trio of teen boys ripped right out of the West Memphis 3, a local kid who waves to Julie, and a kindly neighbor taking down some Halloween decorations. But there wouldn't be a show if the kids made it home, and so they don't. Hayes and West take the case and meet Tom and his wife, Lucy, both of whom are fairly estranged, sleeping in separate rooms and constantly fighting over everything.
What did you do?
Well, what did he do? We'll get to that, maybe. But for now, Hayes and West investigate and cross paths with a local teacher, Amelia, who catches Hayes' eye and knows those local West Memphis 3 boys who maybe know more than they're letting on.
It's satanic.
I think it's just their name.
The search continues with an actual search party, and Wayne finding not just those aforementioned dolls, seriously get the out of here with those, but Will's body laid peacefully in a cave with his hands folded in prayer. But what's going on in 1990?
Could you tell us about November 7th, 1980?
Well, Wayne's been called in for a deposition, and he's none too happy with having to rehash the Purcell case. What do those lawyers know that he doesn't? Well, there was a robbery at a convenience store, apparently, and one of the sets of prints found was Julie Purcell, 10 years after she disappeared and was presumed dead. Dun, dun, dun. And in 2015, Hayes is an old man, filled with regret and a lack of tangible memories. He uses a tape recorder to help fill in the blanks, Memento style. So perhaps he's not the best source for a true crime docuseries, True Criminal, which is looking into both Purcell cases, the 1980 death and disappearance, and the 1990 reappearance of Julie. We find out Amelia wrote a book about the cases, incidentally, and that she's dead too. And now here's what went down during episode 2, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. You ever been someplace you couldn't leave and couldn't stay, both at the same time?
What the is the right answer to that?
Will's dead, Julie's missing, and Hayes and West are looking at suspects, including Brett Woodard, the local junk merchant who watched the Purcell kids riding their bikes west toward the playground before they disappeared. Woodard is a Vietnam vet, just like our true detectives, and he's been understandably rattled by the experience.
I miss when don't get killed was the only thing on my to-do list.
Hayes, meanwhile, doesn't let such thoughts creep into his mind. And why would he, when Amelia's hanging around?
Hi.
They connect outside a town hall meeting on the case, and Hayes shares with her an image of those scary-ass puppets from episode 1 that were left near the crime scene. More suspects arrive too. Lucy's cousin Dan attends Will's funeral, admits to leaving Playboy magazines under the bed.
Maybe I did.
Maybe drilling a hole in the wall to creep on Julie, and definitely seems guilty as hell about something else other than that disgusting behavior. Family fun continues when Tom's parents plant the seed that Julie might not even be Tom's daughter.
God damn it! Not today, Louise.
At school, that young boy who waved at Julie in episode 1 reveals Julie got those scary-ass puppets while trick-or-treating during Halloween. This is important probably, and maybe even connects back to True Detective Season 1, which had its own set of scary-ass puppets. But I'm mostly interested in Hayes' spot-on Star Wars lightsaber impression, which is revealed when they're questioning the kid. Okay, back to the show. On a tip, Hayes and West round up a local pervert with a criminal record who is known for preying on children. They beat him and verbally harass him. He seems like a good suspect until a call comes in from the Purcell house. They found a letter. It reads, in part, Julie is in a good place and safe. There's not much new in 1990, but things are a little more focused in 2015.
When did that happen?
We find out Hayes hasn't seen his daughter since Amelia's funeral. But there's no time for reflection on that revelation, since his son asks,
You sure you want to keep talking to the TV people?
Well, he does, and later at dinner, Hayes asks again about his daughter. His son evades, and the family goes back to eating. And then we smash cut. Hayes is transported? He awakens outside a blown-up house, with his car still running, confused, scared, and wearing a bathrobe. Us too, buddy. Us too. So if I were a true detective, who would my prime suspect be this week? Well, it's gotta be Dan, Lucy's creepy pedophile cousin, who just seems like he's definitely guilty of multiple crimes, including maybe killing Will and kidnapping Julie. Who's your prime suspect? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll be back next week to recap more of True Detective Season 3.